story problems, and specifically how we can use like the Pythagorean theorem to solve story problems. So if you look at this problem right here, it says what is the longest stick that will fit inside a 24 by 30 by 18-inch box? And so if you look at that, we have to figure out the longest stick obviously is not going to be 30 inches. It's going to be more. Okay, you know that because you can go like corner to corner. And so if you imagine like the trunk of your car, you can fit something that's, that's wider than the trunk of your car. You just have to put it in at a diagonal, at an angle, right? And so that's what they're showing you here. And so there are actually two diagonals that we're looking at. We're looking at this diagonal along the bottom. Do you see? So that would be like on the floor of the trunk. But you could also then, if you prop it up, you can actually get a little bit more length. And so that's what we're looking at right now. We're wanting to find the length of this corner to this corner, right? So in order to find that, I've got a right triangle. I don't know if you can see it here. 18 inches here, and then this dashed line right here. That'll be the leg. Okay, so if I can find what that dashed line is, what D is, then I can use that with the 18, and that will be the length of the longest thing that'll fit in that trunk. So first of all, how could I find D?
24 squared plus 3 squared.
Okay, I can find D because there's actually another triangle that involves D, and that's this triangle right here that has 24 and 30. So I'm going to go ahead and do 24 squared plus 30 squared equals D squared. Oops, we'll do a little better too on that. Okay, so 24 squared plus 30 squared comes out to be what? 1,476. 24 squared should have been 576. 30 squared is 900. So if you take the square root of that, what does that come out to be?
38.42.
38 point what?
42.
42? Yep. Now I have a question for you. Did I really need to find the 38.42? No, and this is why. Because my next statement is going to be 18 squared, right, plus D squared equals X squared. So 18 squared plus D squared, I already know is 1476. How do I know that? From this statement right here. Okay, so that's what I'm going to plug in right here. So what is 18 squared plus 1476?
1800.
1800 even?
Yes.
Okay, so now if I take the square root of 1800, 42.43 inches. So when you think about that, that's quite a bit bigger than the 30 inches that we were given. Okay, 42 inches, almost a whole nother foot, just by going corner to corner. All right? Questions? All right, let's look at this one. A 20-foot ladder reaches a window 18 feet high. How far is the foot of the ladder from the base of the building? How far must the foot of the ladder be moved to lower the top of the ladder by 2 feet? Okay, so we have two questions here. First of all, we have this, which is 18 feet high. Okay, that's the window up here. I then have this ladder right here that is 20 feet high. Okay, so what this ends up making is a right triangle. They say how far from is the foot of the ladder from the base of the building? That is this distance right here. Okay, because it's at an angle. And so now I have x squared plus 18 squared equals what?
26.
20 squared. Okay, 18 squared is 324. 20 squared is 400. Okay, so what does x squared equal? 76. So now how do you find what x is? Square root. So what does x come out to be?
8.72.
8.72. So that's my first answer, 8.72 feet. Okay, now it says how far must the foot of the ladder be moved to lower the top of the ladder by 2 feet. So really what I want to do is move this out a little bit, and I want this distance here then to be 16. Okay, the hypotenuse here is still going to be 20. I mean, your ladder's not going to change, right? I mean, it's still going to stay 20 feet. And so what I need to do now is I need to once again find what x is. But when we find x, we'll talk about what our answer actually is. So now I've got 16 and 20. So let's do the x squared plus 16 squared equals 20 squared. Okay, so applying the Pythagorean theorem, what do you end up getting x to be equal to? 12? Okay, so that is how long I am talking from this point here to this, oops, I went a little further than what it needed to be, sorry. Okay, let's try getting rid of that again. That is what this distance here is. That's 12 feet. They say how far must the foot of the ladder be moved? So what's my answer actually going to be?
3.28.
12 minus 8.72. Because it was already at 8.72, I need to move it out to 12.
3.28.
So 3.28 feet. So you need to make sure that you're answering the question that they give you as opposed to just what you think the answer is. Okay? Questions? All these problems, you're not going to solve them the same way. I'm sorry. It's going to kind of be one of those where you're going to kind of have to read and see what you need to do. All you need to do on pages 498 and 499 is 1 through 5. Okay, 5 problems. You should be able to get them done right now and then not have to worry about them for tomorrow.